Prince Harry was loudly booed as he arrived at St. Paul's Cathedral. A small rented crowd didn't manage to drown the boos and jeers. Someone even yelled, "You traitor." According to a video from Estella on X, there's a few smatterings of cheering and screaming when Harry appears, but from the angle in the video, it doesn't seem like the crowd are overly enthused by Harry. People's disinterest in him is palpable. Seriously disinterested is the perfect word for that crowd. You know, they probably only showed up for the sake of their precious Instagram and TikTok and Twitter feeds. Because, let's face it, anything Harry and Meghan do drives traffic to their sites. It's not like they actually cared about him, except for a handful who mustered up some cheers or despised him. Aside from the odd boo here and there. Overall, it was just, well, nothing special. Like going to see a performance and feeling utterly underwhelmed. The turnout and the response were totally mismatched. And can we talk about how abnormal it is for people to cheer the royal family at engagements? Normally they just stand around waiting for a chance to do the whole walkabout thing, hoping they'll get to exchange a few words or maybe snag a handshake. Sure, they might bust out their cheers on occasions like weddings or jubilees. Remember when Princess Catherine got accused of being a so-called racist? Suddenly everyone was out there cheering for her like she was some kind of hero. Flashlights flashing, cheers echoing. Quite the spectacle, really. Just take a look at that crowd at Harry's event, it's pathetic. One lonely police officer trying to keep things under control, while 3/4 of the crowd are perhaps just itching for the next clickbait shot. Maybe if we all stopped clicking, the paps would vanish into thin air, taking the grifters with them. There exists a separate entrance designated for social events held outside the basilica. There was absolutely no necessity for him to make a grand entrance by ascending the front steps, let alone having the bishop waiting outside to welcome him. This is pure hype and crude theatrics. It hardly qualifies as a religious affair. It's simply renting out a basement room for a dinner. As always, it's nothing but PR tactics fueling the actions of these two con artists. Harry remained hidden indoors for an additional 50 minutes until 6:50 PM, before sneaking out through the side door from the crypt, likely in an attempt to avoid the placard person stationed on the opposite side. This individual held a sign reading, "Back a women needs security, Meghan," on one side, and "Stop the rot, cut the real cancer from the royals, Harry and Meghan," on the other. The security service had been informed in advance to assemble near the crypt exit rather than the main exit, where Harry initially entered, presumably due to the booing that deterred him. With his camera crew trailing behind, hoping to capture any positive crowd reactions, Harry made his way to greet the security service. However, here's the kicker. The placard person crossed over to the other side and boldly waved their sign, right beside the security service. It wouldn't be surprising if other camera crews, independent of Harry's, picked up on this. I must say, I couldn't be prouder of our law-abiding peaceful protesters. There was no unruly behaviour or insults hurled, unlike the mild complaints and groans from the security service, directed towards the lone individual brave enough to immerse himself in the chaos.